Okay, welcome to another tutorial. We are trying to achieve this effect. Funny thing is, the first couple hours of the day I was really just staring at this video and wondering what can I do with this. The original concept was to have something like dumbbells rolling by, but I thought that was too basic, or to have a dumbbell dropping. I was not going to do that. I've seen that a lot. So I was thinking, what can I do? And then the idea hits me that, hey, I can take this logo and just flip it up, and some cool dumbbell or fitness related stuff can just flow out. So that's what we're going to do today. So this is the background video as usual. It was a sunny day compared to the last 3 days. So first thing we do is to take a screenshot. So just take a screenshot of this image. It's better to do this in DaVinci Resolve and just take a snapshot. Then take that snapshot, drop it in FSpy, and we have our Z-axis, and we also have, what do we call this? X-axis. Okay. So let's do -Z and line this up here in the vertical line. Whatever looks like a vertical line in the shot, just line it up. And for the x-axis, let's line it up with this line right over here. Good. Make sure you are actually on the line. It's very important so you can get an accurate reading. So yeah, this is it. We have our x. We basically drew a box for FSpy. So hit Ctrl S to save this. Let's save it as VFX day 4. Now open a new blend file. Now this shot is very similar to day 1 and day 3. It's like a combination of the shot we did in day 1 and day 3. So the next thing to do is to hit File, Import, FSpy. If you don't know how to do this, just check the video that I linked in day 1. Now we have opened the document. GZ to raise this up so we can see our grid. I feel like we have done this so many times. Go to background images so we can see it properly. Now let's just add a plane. Let's scale it on the y-axis and also scale it on the x-axis. Good. And now we add a cube just to test. I do this all the time. GZ1, just to make sure that everything works properly. Go into Cycles, GPU, and go into Render View. Now this is a quite sunny day, so pick an HDRI that is also a sunny day. It is very important to remember that the HDRI you need to use should match the lighting of the day. Since this is a very sunny day, you can see the shadows under the car. Let's go to World, Color, Environment Texture, and I have a couple in here. I think I used Delta 2K. Yeah, good. Now click on the plane, go to Object, Visibility, Shadow Catcher, and then go to Render Film Transparent. Cool. Now we can see our product, but the shadow is in the wrong direction. You can see the car, the shadow is going this way. So what we need to do is to go to Shading, click this object and change it to World. Make sure you have Node Wrangler add-on enabled. It comes with Blender for free, so just hit Edit Preferences, Add-on, then search for Wrangler. You'll see it there. Now if you have that enabled, click on this and hit Ctrl T, so you get your mapping node. Change it back to Object, go back to Layout, and then when you go back to World, you'll be able to see vector mapping here. So click the drop down and mess with the rotation. Yeah, so move it until, what I usually look for is that this line should be aligned with this line, and this side of the line should be aligned with this side. So let's rotate it a little bit more so they are facing the same direction. I think just a little bit more to the left. Yeah, I think they are literally in the same direction now. Good. Cool. I think we have our entire scene setup for VFX. Let's delete this. Now, very similar to what we did in the first day, we need to put a hole right here and recreate this logo box. So let's hit edit mode, edge select, hit this edge and use GY to drag it to the edge of the wall right here, to the actual edge. Yeah, is that the edge? Yeah. Now what we want to do, make sure this one goes all the way down to GX, drag it down. Yeah. Now what I want to do is to click on this edge again, extrude Z to bring it up. Now we have this. So we have this shadow catcher. If our cube was here, it also, the wall and the floor will also catch the shadow. Now to make a hole here, let's add a cube again after I've deleted that cube. So to be able to get the right angle, let's take the cube to the edge, just put it halfway like this, back in the camera view, raise it up and raise it to the left, then scale it on the x-axis. You'd have to just get it right from here. So let's zoom in, hit tab, choose face select and click here, drag this to the edge. You want to replace the hole, so somewhere here, and click the other, click this other side and drag it till it lines up with the hole. Yeah, do the same for the bottom. You want our hole to be around here, do the same for the top. Let's say here. Good. Now we want, okay, I think is that good? Yeah, we can move it a bit more to this side, and I think we can move the top a bit more so we don't see the original hole at all. Yeah. Okay, cool. Now we have this. Okay, let's extend it out here. Click this and drag. We have a long hole where stuff can come out from. Now, as usual, go into edit mode, click on this face, P to separate it, selection, and click on the face, enter edit mode for the face, select all, then E to extrude and S to scale. This will be old out. Now when you have released, hit X and faces to delete the extra face. Now hit this guy and shift D to duplicate it and P to separate it. Yeah. Okay, so this extra one, this extra plane, let's make it invisible for now. Now click this and X face. Yeah, now we have a hole. Now we're going to make this a shadow catcher in itself. So go to Object, Visibility, Shadow Catcher. Okay, cool. Now let's rename this to hole so we know which cube is which. Let's rename this to hold out. Then this final plane, let's call it logo. So once we go into edit mode, select all and extrude this plane forward on the y-axis. So it's more of a cube now. So make sure your logo is selected, enter edit mode and drag this here. Yeah, perfect. So we don't want to see the blue. Now let's drag this inside so it lines up to where the actual logo was. On the top view, we can drag it back to just line up here. Okay, I think this is Nice. But let's adjust the edges of the cube. So in your edit mode, drag this edge down, then make sure you're clicking the holdout, then find this edge, choose edge select, click on this edge and drag it to the edge. So we don't want to see this weird thing that is happening. I want to cover up all edges. So now let's go into the shader editor and select your logo. You can also hit slash to select just the logo. Now we want to add the actual logo file. In edit mode, make sure you're in face select, hit the face, then hit new to create a new material. Then hit your principal BSDF, then carry the logo and drop it in Blender. Then hit U on wrap. Change this to UV editor, and you can see the square now. A to select all, and then drag it around. Now R to rotate, and R -90, yeah. Okay, it's flipped horizontally, so we have to scale it on the x-axis to get it in the proper way. So scale it down, and you have to always be looking at your reference. Just make it match very closely to the reference. Now change that from repeat to extend. Now it looks very similar. Okay, for the back, hit Ctrl I to invert selection, then hit A to select all that, and scale it down and take it to the blue side, so the rest of the box is blue. Now let's go back to the scene. We have a nice looking box. Something else we can do is to connect the color to emission color and increase it to say 0.4. Yeah, so it's a little bit brighter. Good. Now even the CEO won't be able to tell the difference. So change this from AGX to standard, so you can have a clear description, a clear view. Yeah, just a little bit of color correction. I think it looks really good, yeah. Now click on your holdout. I need to fix whatever weird thing is happening here. Then using edge select, let's hit this edge, just the edge, and drag it on the x-axis. Yeah, so it lines up with the hole. And let's do the same thing for the logo too. Hit the face, make sure it's in face select, the left face, and then drag it in on the x-axis too. Yeah, you don't want it to intersect with the wall. Yeah, it looks good. Compare it with the reference. I think it's really nice. Yeah. Why can I still see the original logo in this view? I should be able to see the whole by now. Oh, yeah. There's a shadow catcher on top. Okay, there is a shadow catcher wall. We need to cut a hole in the wall. So add a cube and make sure the cube is the same exact size. Yeah, the same exact size as the hole. Just move it on the x-axis and adjust it. Yep. Okay, this is nice. So we'd use this as a boolean to just cut a hole in the wall. So go to modifiers, generate boolean, and select the cube. Now we can make the cube invisible and we have our hole. It's looking good now. It's looking good. Now let's shift right click to put our 3D cursor there. Select your logo, then hit origin to 3D cursor. You want it to be able to rotate on that axis. So you rotate on the x-axis. Yeah. So let's animate that to make the logo open up. Hit N to bring this out. Yeah. I think it's the X rotation. Yeah. Right click, insert single keyframe. Then at frame 30, let's rotate it a bit and insert single keyframe. Yeah, good. Now let's see how that looks. Interesting. In rendered view, oh nice, it opens up and we can see the whole. Sweet. It works. Now this is the exact dumbbell I used in the video. I just randomly found this on CG Trader. Now I took these two parts, rotated it, and then just lined it up. Make sure it's not intersecting. Just bring it up a bit, and let's frame it properly. So move it on the x-axis and somewhere in the center. Yeah, that's good. Now let's take this other object, clear parent, because it was parented to the rest of the weight, and add a rigid body. And also add rigid body to the weight on the floor. Yeah. Let's test it out. Okay, it falls right through the floor. Now let's fix that. Go to set origin, center of mass. Yeah, so it falls properly. You always want to do that when you're working with simulations. Make sure the center of gravity is at the actual center, so it works properly. So what we need to do now is to take that and just duplicate it inside the box. It doesn't really need to be inside the box. Just line it up this way. You don't want everything to be clumped together inside the box, because when we simulate it, you don't want it to form a ball and just clump together. You want it to spread out and flow, like a fluid. Yeah, so that's why you need to spread it out like this. Now let's also copy some weights from here. And yeah, they were not even aligned. So let's put it in the box. That's why you have to look at things from different perspectives. You have to look at it from the top and from the side, so you make sure it's really lined up in there. Let's move this in the box too, so it comes out from the hole. Good. Now let's add a force field, force, and change the strength to -200. Now let's see how that looks. It just falls down. Okay. We do not want that to happen. So go to scene and rigid body world. No. Go to I think gravity. Yeah, gravity, and change the Z to 0, so there will be no gravity. Let's see how that looks. Okay, so it doesn't fall, but it's going into a wide force field, like feels like a planet, and those are the moons. Yeah, it's working like a gravitational force. This is not what we want. This is cool, so you might want to use this for something, but it's definitely not what we want. So let's take the force field up there. Now what we want to do is this is what I did in the actual video. I put the force field directly in front of it, then added a keyframe at frame 20, and then at frame 60 I brought it down to where I actually want them to end up. Let's adjust it and added another keyframe. And when we play it, okay, this is not in the center. This is why you need to look at things from different angles. Let's go back to frame 20 and move this here, then replace the keyframe. Okay, yeah, now it's in the front of the hole. Okay, that is so weird. Where did they fly to? Oh, okay, they are coming back. It's still acting like a huge gravitational force. Even though this is really nice, this is not what we want. We want it to just come after the dumbbell and hug it. So let's add a vortex. Yeah, just like we did in tutorial 3, and change the strength to say 20. Let's see how it looks. Okay, that is chaotic. It's too chaotic. That's the thing about simulations. You have to play with the settings a lot. Yeah. If you have access to my VFX Mastery kit, if you are a member of VFX Mastery, you should have this file with you right now, so you don't have to play with the settings. The exact settings I use and everything is in the file. Everything is just there, you could just grab it. But if you don't have access to it, you could just follow this tutorial. Let's change the strength to say 5. Yeah, let's see how that looks. Okay, that's better. Okay, let's make it 3. Let's try 3. Oh yeah, that's even better. Yeah, it's a smaller, yeah, it's a smaller circle. And let's increase the strength of the force to -300 so it pulls it faster. Yeah, this is a lot better. It's still giving the planetary vibe, which is cool. Might work for you. But yeah, this is pretty much the effect. This is pretty much the video. So when we hit play, it opens up, the logo opens up, and then the bolts and all starts flying out in front of the camera. And then yeah, so yeah, this is awesome. You could just recreate this, and you need to actually play with it. I think it's really cool. And also I have a VFX course launching on the 15th of August. 15th of August, I'm launching a full course where I break it down from absolute beginner. Like, you don't need any prior experience. I'll break down a lot of concepts, a lot of things I'm not breaking down in the tutorials, you know, like compositing, color correction and all that, like a proper course. And the cool thing is that if you get the course, it has a early bird offer right now, because I have not launched it yet. I'm launching it August 15. If you get it now, you get it at a huge discount, a very huge discount. But the cool thing is you get the course when it launches, but right now you would also get the blend file for every single day of the challenge. So the first 4 days of the challenge is already in there, and all the background videos are in there too. So yeah, I think if that's something that will be valuable for you, absolutely get it. And then I'll see you guys in the next tutorial.